how's it going, everybody? This is Footlocker from Mexicali Fish Keeper. I know it's been a little while since I've done a video. To be honest, I've kind of been dealing with a little bit of motivation. Not necessarily, trying to come up with something interesting to be able to do that hasn't been done before. But the problem is, we all kind of fall into the same trap because there's only so much stuff you can do in a fish room that is new and different or anything like that. But either way, the reason I'm here today is because I've started a little project, and even with that, I had a little bit of debate whether to record some of that stuff or not. And to be honest, I was somewhat selfish. It was something that I started doing on my own, and even though I knew it wouldn't have taken me that long to set up the camera, and recorded this, I just kind of used it as therapeutic and went about it myself and just did what I needed to do. I've had for a while now a 50-gallon lowboy that was gifted to me by one of my coworkers, and the reason I hadn't set it up is because he had drilled it to set it up with a sump system, because he was actually using it as a frag tank. So it's actually set up for what it's intended. But I actually want to use it to move some of the fish that I have. And let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. So this aquarium right here is a 29-gallon, and it's the one that's housing currently my multis, my Neolamprophagus multifasciatus. And as you can see, they already started having fry, and they haven't stopped. And this is quickly becoming an aquarium that's too small for them. And I want to do the right thing and move them. And I'm going to go ahead and move them into this 55 lowboy that's over here. And this is the one that I was talking about, where I had to do some repairs. Let me show you what exactly it was that I did. As you guys can see, there's some patches here where it's covering up these holes that were where some bulkheads used to go. Well, my friend that let me have it, he didn't have those bulkheads, so I tried looking up to see if I can get them replaced and all that. But at the end of the day, I was still going to have to plug these holes because I wasn't going to use the sump. Let me show you the backside and see what it looks like. You see, it had these in here. So what I did, I cut some glass into squares. It was actually the first time. That was probably the other reason why I didn't record it, because I was really trying to focus on trying to cut glass for the very first time, and wasn't sure how that was going to come out, and I didn't want to be distracted with trying to record and cut and do all that stuff. So, but anyways, I was able to cut out those pieces. They're not the perfect squares that I wanted them to be, because I just like doing things like that, but I did as best as I could. So what I ended up doing was I marked out where the circle was going to be for the hole, and all around it I filled it up with silicone. Pressed it against the glass, put some weights on here. I had it on its side, had some weights on here, and let it dry out for a few days, and came back and just sealed the edges to make sure that I don't have any water leaking through there. I still have to water test this. I haven't done it. I'm kind of taking my sweet time with it. As you can see, it's got a lot of that salt residue. I already started scraping some of the glass. Figured you guys wouldn't care to see that either, so that's part of the reason why I haven't recorded this whole process. I figured you'd be more interested in seeing the setup when it's all said and done. But anyways, the thing was, I was trying to set this aquarium up, and I started thinking about what kind of filtration system I was going to want to use. And what I did is I got onto I started looking at Marketplace on YouTube to try to see if I could find a canister filter or some sort of filtration system that would have worked for my project. Well, I don't know how long ago, but I guess Facebook has created some chat groups for groups that you belong to on Facebook. And I happened to get on the one that's here locally, which is called the Yuma Gallery, the Yuma Fish Gallery. And looking on there, somebody had posted that they had it towed with a bunch of equipment So I started looking at some of the pictures, and lo and behold, they had a little canister filter. It was a little white Samsung canister filter that I thought would work perfect for that aquarium back here. So I got on there and I asked them how much they were interested in selling it for, and they were actually looking to either trade it for plants or for some livestock, depending on what it was that you had. God, that's an ugly mess behind me. Let me go find it. Well, anyways, like I was saying, I started looking at Marketplace and I found this post. So I sent them a message. I said, hey, all right, how much are you either asking for it or what are you looking to trade it for? But I was more interested in just a little canister filter because it was quite a big lot. It had a lot of equipment, a lot of spare parts. Really hard to kind of tell. Just quickly off the bat, I noticed they had some heaters. They had a hang on the back. They had another canister filter in there, small ones for smaller aquariums, and a bunch of other like inline thermos. I mean, there was so much stuff that she had listed on the page. But I was really just interested in that little canister filter because I figured that would be a really easy setup. It wouldn't be too visible, and it would actually be able to do what I wanted it to do. So I reached out. We talked it over. She was looking to get some plants, so she wanted me to do like a plant bundle and some shrimps. And so I started going through my tanks and started pulling some plants, kind of put a little package together. But I really couldn't. I didn't have as many shrimp as probably what she was looking for that were quality shrimp. So I kind of told her, you know what, this is what I have. Would you still be interested in trading? And she goes, well, I want to give you the entire lot. I don't care if you give me your coals, even if they look like the clear ones. So I said, okay, well, I could do that. I got plenty of those shrimp. So I kind of put together maybe about 30 shrimp. Some of them were true sherry shrimps and blue diamonds, and then some fewer that were a little bit lesser quality, and very few that were actually just kind of real clear, almost transparent. But it was like about 30 of them, and I was thinking, all right, well, that seems like a fair deal for the canister filter, because I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to have enough plants and everything else for that entire lot. I really, just at a quick glance, there was easily over $300 worth of equipment in that box, and what I was giving up was nowhere near that amount of money. But I thought it was good enough to be able to get that little small canister filter. So let me show you what it is that I ended up getting. To my surprise, when I went and dropped off this stuff, she actually gave me the entire Footlocker. And I really haven't gone through it very well to see what it is. I just kind of cracked it open, and just by the first 3 items that I saw in there, I knew I got way more in return than what I actually gave up. But let me show you what it is that I'm talking about. So this is the filter that I was really interested in. I figured this was going to work real well. It's a little Samsung. It's intended, I believe, for tanks under 20 gallons, but the way I was going to do my filtration, it really didn't matter. So that's really what I wanted to get. I think, if I'm not mistaken, on Amazon, this is probably, you can find them anywhere between $40 and $60. So I figured what I was giving up was a good, return for this. But as you can see, it's also got this hang on the back filter. I'm not familiar with a lot of these brands. Well, not a lot of these, but some of these brands. But it's a complete filter in here. I already looked at it. It actually reminds me somewhat of an Aqueon, the way it's set up. And but I've never heard of this brand before. I don't know if it's a European brand or Asian brand, but as you guys can see, the idea is very similar to what you would get in an AquaClear. So I've got that filter there too, but this was the real unexpected bonus price. after seeing this, I said, forget about that one. I think this is going to make a much better filter system for this aquarium here. So I've got that little canister filter. I haven't cracked it open, but it feels like it's complete. It's heavy. Now, the interesting part is that I don't know if these were display models that were sold from a pet store, because even though the boxes are open and they look pretty worn out, if you look at all the equipment, it doesn't look used. So it's one of those where somebody bought a complete lot of equipment that might have been displayed, or it was like a blowout kind of sale. But this whole box is full of all these kinds of stuff. I have some filter media for that Eheim. It's got some of that polyfill. It's got some of these core sponges. What are these? These are some more pads. Those must be some off-brand, and these are actually the legitimate ones. This is for a different filter, which is in here too. So just in filtration itself, that's for this one. I think this is a 150 Eheim. So just in filtration equipment, I've already came out ahead. There's no doubt about it. A lot of this stuff is tangled up in here, but I'm not going to mess with it. This is either a UV. Is it a UV or is it a inline thermometer? I'm not sure. I have to look at the information on this a little bit better. I think this is actually a UV system. Inline UV light. So never used one of those before, but that was kind of cool. I think these are the inline water heaters. So that's another thing that was kind of cool. I think there's like 2 of these in here. There's that one there. Well, maybe there's just one. No, I think. Well, anyways, you can see there's. This looks like an auto feeder. I don't know if the rest of it is in there. But oh, here's the other. Here's the other inline water heater. Only thing I'm not sure is if it's got the heating element in the inside. It's got to, but this is where you regulate the temperature. So it's got 2 of those. It's got a box of biomedia for the little canister filters. And like I said, even though the boxes look like they might have been open, in itself, everything else looks pretty much new. So I don't know what the story is behind all of this stuff. The young lady that traded me this, we really didn't exchange a whole lot of words other than just getting the stuff. And I didn't even look at the box on site. I really trusted the fact that I wasn't given a box of rocks. This looks like a pre-filter, an Eheim pre-filter. And I was running that risk, more of that polyfill. But luckily that was not the case. It looks like a little water pump, submergible water pump. I think there's like 3 or 4 of these in here. So, and I know those are they're not very expensive, but they're not that cheap. Here's another water pump. This is an aqua clear. I've never seen aqua clears before, but that's another one. I think there's like 2 or 3 of those. Here's another one, a little bit bigger one. What's going to be neat about this, if I want to set up some systems, if I want to do, like, I was thinking the small one like that one right there is going to be great for my water changes for the 10-gallon tanks that are on the floor. For these right here. Because right now I currently use a little cup like this to be able to scoop water out of these tanks on the floor. So I think having those little water pumps is going to allow me to be able to do water changes a lot quicker on these 10-gallon tanks that are on the floor. And at least that's the hope. But back to the box. Let's see. This looks like some a skimmer for some type of canister filter. This is the inlet. An inlet for Eheim canister. sounds complete. And this is the outlet. So we got another complete set of returns and intakes. This is more of the core sponges for that smaller canister filter. This one right here. And more sponges. More sponges. These look like some little lights. I was looking at these for like little fluorescent tubes. I don't know if there's a lamp in here. We're going to find out. Oh, heaters. Yeah, another Eheim heater. Sorry about the camera movement, but I'm trying to do this one-handed. So this one I got to be more careful with because these will break. Let's set this over here. I don't want to jerk that around too much. Looks like some sort of bubble counter. Or at least that's what I can think of. I haven't dealt with CO2 systems, but it does look like some sort of a bubble counter for something. What? I don't know, but I don't know. I've never seen this before. I'll figure it out what it is. We got some spare connectors. I mean, as you can see, there is quite the amount of stuff in here. This is more filter media, an aqua clear tube, extender tube. We got more of those lights. I don't know what. I don't see a lamp in here though. We have all the hoses, or lots of hoses for those sump filters. Let me see. So finally, there we go. This one was actually being used. It still has some of the water in there. And, oh, okay, this canister actually was probably in use. So, I got all those cables. I gotta separate all that stuff. Okay, so that one was actually, this is I think a 150, that's what it's called. I'll have to do a little bit more research to see what kind of aquarium size that'll be able to filter out. But, oh, okay, here's another small, this will probably be more of that little water pump for those water changes on those 10 gallons. It's a lot smaller. A stand, okay, that's probably the stand for that Eheim. A couple of more hoses. It's got a bunch of stuff in there. This looks like a controller. Yep. This is like Inkbird temperature controller. Those are cool. You would use these in case, you know how some of the heaters, when they break, they go runaway, meaning that they'll never stop heating. And this little unit here, what it'll do, if it detects that, if you set it at a certain temperature that you want the heater to come on and off, what this is like a little safety switch. Because if for some reason your heater malfunctions and starts increasing in temperature, what this is going to do, you've already established the temperature you want. It's got to have a range between the temperatures where it comes on and off, that it'll shut it off and prevent your heater from overheating your tank and killing all your fish. So that's nice to have. But I'm really thinking that that's to control this fan and not the water heater. Interesting, because the connector that's on here looks like it goes right there. So this might be a temperature of fan that's regulated by that controller. That'll be interesting to see. Here's another little heater. Looks like a little 50-watt Phoenix heater. That's great for a 10-gallon tank or something like that. We have a battery, an emergency bubbler. This is nice. This is good to have in case you have a power outage, or you happen to go to a fish swap and you want to bring back some fish and you need to be able to get some air in those containers that you're taking. that's going to be a great option to have. Let's see. This goes to. Okay, is this a skimmer? This might be a skimmer. Oh, okay, this is some sort of a filter. Is it together, or is it two different ones? Okay, this is interesting. This seems to be an internal filter, but I've never seen a setup like this. I don't even know who makes it, but huh? I don't see any brands on this. Oh, it's a Sunsun. Okay, some sort of an internal filter. I'll have to play around with that one. Somebody had an ROI water system. This is to remove those canisters. We have a sponge filter, or yeah, is it a sponge filter or a pre-filter? This is, I think it's a pre-filter. Cool. This seems to be, oh, you know what this is from? It looks like there's got to be a power head in here somewhere, because like this, I think this is an internal water filter for a power head. That's what it looks like. We'll see. Like I said, there's so many pieces and parts in here. Another connector, quick disconnect for that water sump. Okay, so whoever had this at one point, there must have been a CO2 system, because this looks like a pressure gauge for the canister. Cool. Be nice if we had the manifold. But beggars can't be choosers. Looks like some more pressure connectors for hoses. Looks like another pre-filter. So, oh, that's what this is. Okay, let me show you. So, if I'm not mistaken, let me put you. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, I think the way this works is you have this power head, and these. Is it this way, or am I missing a part in here? I don't know. Well, okay, maybe not. I thought that these would connect in here and you would be able to have... Oh, but you know what? It probably does go to this one. Is this the right size? Yep. There you go. I knew it was for... This was for some type of internal filter. So that's what this is for. It's an aqua clear internal filter. So cool. So you got some of that. This looks like... it's a little UV light for the little Eheim filters. I've never seen this before. Okay. It's kind of cool. I'm thinking this is a water sensor alarm, just because it looks like it has the little alarms. But I don't see the leads, unless this is it. For when water spills. I think that's what it is. I'm guessing. I'm not sure on this one. It's another connector, a T connector. It looks like a check valve. Here's looks like another controller. This one, I think, cooling, heating. Yeah, I think this is for it's a temperature controller for the heaters. We've got, looks like a little Tetra air pump. One of those Whispers. It's a Whisper 40. So this could be good for a little brine shrimp hatchery. But most of my system is already on a central air pump, so it looks like a little extender connector. This I have no idea what it is, unless, nope, I don't know. It looks like some sort of a filter. If any of you guys have any idea what it is, please let me know. I would almost I don't know if it's part of a CO2 system or not, but never seen this before. That one I'm a little lost. Some more of those fittings, connector fittings for the hoses. Some sort of a zip tie that you can do and undo. I'll figure out what that's for later. We have here some more connectors. This looks like, is this for a CO2 system? Yep, that's what it's for. For CO2 gas, it's a little regulator valve. So I'm seeing a lot of parts in here. Maybe that's, I was thinking this might be some sort of a CO2 system, but unless it's one of those tablet CO2 systems, I really don't know. Well, we'll see. I guess somebody was running CO2 in their tanks. Another heater. So it looks like I have 3 heaters in here. 5 if you count those inline heaters. So that's pretty cool. Right now in the summertime, I don't have any. Well, I have the heaters are in the tanks, but they're all disconnected. There's no need for heaters in my fish room. This is cool. This is another. This is well, it doesn't say, about 120 feet of head pressure. So this is a good size little water pump. I don't know, maybe you could do an outdoor pond for a sun system. We'll find good use for this. You can never have too many water pumps. It could be a backup for my homemade sump that I already have. And I think that's pretty much it. It's got a, yeah, this looks like it's the clip for that Eheim here, but one of the sides is broken on it. I think that's pretty much it. Let me show you. Alright, so as you guys can see, there's not a whole bunch of stuff left in here. It's just some cables. This looks like a little thermometer for something. I'll figure out what this goes to. But that's pretty much it. Just kind of wanted to thank you guys for being here. And, you know, just in a sort of way kind of apologize because I really haven't done much in the way of doing videos. Honestly, the truth is I haven't really been doing anything new and exciting in the fish room. And I don't know if you guys really care to watch me do maintenance on it. I mean, it's no different than what you guys probably do at home anyways. So that's why I haven't been doing much. I've been doing a couple of live streams here and there. I'm still doing, on a regular basis, we're still doing the Fish Plants y Mas. That still goes on every other Saturday. So, you know, we're still doing that. And, but other than that, I mean, I'm kind of, I don't know, lacking motivation. It's not the motivation because I'm always working in here. I'm doing maintenance, but I don't record any of that stuff because I don't find that interesting to watch. I would think it would be more interesting if I do it in a live stream. At least we can have a conversation, ask questions and stuff like that. But that's why I haven't been putting out a lot of videos. Probably the next one you'll see is me setting up that 50-gallon lowboy for the shallies. And other than that, you know, I'd have to come up with some other projects so that you guys can join me for that. But that's enough of me rambling on. I just want to thank you guys for being here. Again, this is Mexicali Fish Keeper. My name is Jorge. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys soon. You guys take care.